In this video, I'm going to talk about how to send multiple images using Google Docs, because when you use email, you have a sending limit of 25 megabytes. So if your phone has a good camera, 25 megabytes can mean 4 or 5 photos. So here's a better way to do it. You're going to go to the App Store or Play Store if you're using an Android phone and go search for Google Docs. So you can see at the top, I typed in Google Docs, and since I already have Google Docs on my phone, it's not going to say download, it's going to say open. So let me just show you that. Okay, if you click onto the Google Docs sync, the Google Docs app, it's going to look like this. It's going to say Google Docs. It's going to have this kind of icon. And in my case, I already have it, so I clicked open. If you open Google Docs, this is what you're going to see. I have some files here. If you don't have it, if you're new, if it's your first time using Google Docs, you're not going to have any files. So I want you to focus your attention on the lower right corner of the screen. There's a plus sign. There's a plus symbol. So I want you to tap that so you can create a new document. So just go ahead. When you tap the plus sign, tap onto new document, and then it's going to ask you to type in the file name. So in this case, the file name is going to be week 1, lesson 1. I'm just going to type it in. Week 1, lesson 1, activity. Whenever you make a file, make sure that you put in a proper file name. Label it properly so files don't get lost. It's not all new document. So this is what it looks like. So it looks like you're about to type a new Word file. So Google Docs is Google's version of Microsoft Word. I almost forgot to tell you, I'm recording this from an iPhone. If you're using an Android phone, it might be a little different, but it's the same. I want you to tap onto the plus sign on the upper right corner of the screen. So there's a plus sign here, like, do you see that? And then it's gonna say insert, and then tap onto image, and then tap on photos. So if this is your first time using the app, it might ask you for permission. Just say yes, and then it's going to show you your photo gallery. So I'm gonna look through my photos here. So here's an example. I have I don't have photos of like pictures things I scanned from my notebook, but here are 6 images of like a list of lessons that I have. So this is what I'm gonna use. So you can see here part 1, part 2. So I'm putting in part 1 on this part. I'm putting in part 1, and this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like a document that has 1 photo. So I put that there, and then you can see that on the lower right corner of the photo, like that's where the cursor is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit return. So it's going to add a little bit of space so I can put in the next image there. Because if you don't add space and you put in another photo, the position of the photo is going to look awkward. So here's what you're gonna do. Just hit return, and then you are going to, let me just go ahead and do that. There you go. So it adds a space. So let's say, add a space and then add in another photo. So you might have, just plus sign and then insert and then photo, and then let's go ahead and add in part 2. There you go. So that's part 2. And then remember, when you add another space, like it's going to look more organized. So just add a couple of spaces there so it looks good. And then here, anyway, so it's always a good idea. Label your photos. So here's part 1. And then just add a space. If you forgot to add something, you don't need to redo the whole photo. Maybe you just need to fix one small line. Just put your explanation there. You can say, sorry, my answers, I made a mistake here. I'm replacing this with this. So putting here's part 2, and then let's add in a third image. Here's part 3, and then what I'm gonna do, just hit the plus sign, and then hit image, and then from photos, next thing you're going to do is put in part. Oh, I made a mistake here. So this is part 4. So what are we gonna do? We're just gonna delete that. So one thing you can do is try backspace. If that doesn't work, the next thing you can do is tap onto the photo and then tap on delete. Delete means removing the photo. So I tap on delete, it's already deleted. I'm gonna put in another one, the right one, insert photo from photos, and then just scroll back, look for the right photo, and then tap on part 3. Okay, so here's part 3. Next, type in here's part 4, and then just hit enter just so it has some space, and then insert photos from photos, and then just go back, just go look for part 4, and we're just gonna do this process until you hit part 6. So I want you to get used to it. So just add a space. Here's part 5, and here you go, insert photos, and look for part 5, and there you go, you got part 5. And then scroll down a little bit, here's part 6, then hit plus, image from photos, then just scroll up, go look for it, oh wait, I scrolled too far. Here you go, part 6. Did I say part 5 or part 6? So just check, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Always check what you're doing. So here's part 4, here's part 5, and then here's part 6. So let's just add like one more. Insert image from photos, just so you can get used to it. So I'm already done with this, like the 6 images that I created. Now when you label the images like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, it helps me and it also helps you, and it helps you become more organized. So let me just scroll through my photos. Like I'm just gonna add one more photo here. So this is what my photo gallery looks like. I take photos of things that I'm considering buying. So here are a bunch of testimonials from my students. So I selected one, and then it's always a good idea, make it a practice to label what you are attaching. So here's a testimonial from one of my students. So here you go. So just scroll up, just so you can check that everything is correct. And you know, it helps to be sure, because if you make one mistake, then sayang effort. Wait, so on the upper right corner of the screen, there are options, and then so you can see the title, week 1, lesson 1 activities, and just hit so print layout, suggest changes, document outline, find and replace, explore, word count, page setup details, share and export. I want you to tap into share and export. And then it's gonna say share, link sharing. It's switch off, so I want you to turn on link sharing and then tap on to copy link. So first thing you're going to do, tap onto the link sharing. So it's going to turn on, and then tap onto the copy link part. If you tap onto the link sharing, it might take you to the, back to the document. But you can see, if you go back, it's going to say link sharing. It's on. So the next thing you're going to do is to copy link. It's going to say copy link to keyboard. So I'm going to show you something really cool. One problem that you may have is if you have big photos, it's not going to send properly on the email. And it's not going to look organized. So what we're going to do is just go to your email. Okay, so let's say go to Gmail and wait. I've been practicing this before making a video. So here's what we're gonna do. So new email, and then just tap onto the page, and then you can paste the link. So this is what the link looks like. So let's say call center training tips at gmail.com, and then week 1 lesson 1 activity by, then put your name, especially if your name is not the exact same as your full name. So week 1 lesson 1 by Kevin Olega. So put your name there. So it's always a good idea to label things, especially during job application. You're gonna do the exact same thing for your resume. So hi, this is, wait, let me just type in a better message. Hi, this is these are my answers for the week 1 lesson 1 activities. And then please let me know if you have any questions. So that's a good thing to put on your email. And then I look forward to writing, forward to the next set of lessons. Okay, and then put your name, Kevin Olega, first and last name. Oh, so the link is at the bottom. It's always a good idea, if you're gonna send an attachment, please see attached photos or please see attachment. In this case, we are sending a link. So just put in please see link below. So that's okay. Just put that in there. And so yeah, read your message before you send it. So week 1 lesson 1 activities by Kevin Olega. Hi, these are my answers to the week 1 lesson 1 activities. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please see the link below. Look forward to the next set of lessons. You can see the link right there at the bottom, and then send it. So after you send it, I'm just going to show you something really cool. Just go to your sent folder. Just go to the options on the upper left corner of the screen, and then go to sent. There you go, sent. And then you're going to see the file that the email that you sent. So just go ahead and click that. So these are my answers to week 1. So this is what you sent. And then the link here is going to be clickable. So just tap onto the link and let's see how it looks. Because you can't be too careful. You want to make sure that you submit the right one. So it's going to go ahead and send you the file. So this is what the file looks like. This is the file that we made. Like, this is what it looks like. So here's part 1, here's part 2, here's part 3. It looks very organized, and that's the kind of file that you want to send. And the best thing about this is you only have to make this once, and then you won't have a problem with the activities later on. So I hope this was able to help you. This is a better approach to handling multiple photos. All you have to do is to just put the photos in your document, organize it the same way as you would in a document, and it's going to look fine. Now, if you have some questions, just go ahead, send me a message, and I look forward to practicing with you. Make sure you check your document before you send it over, and it's going to be awesome. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.